And we're back on the SportsMax zone. The regular season of the Jamaica Premier League is heading for a nail-biting finish as 8 teams chase the top 6 positions that guarantee playoff football and the chance of winning the league title. Round 9 that concluded over the weekend gave some teams hope but left others out of contention. Ricardo Chambers has those highlights.
Round 9 of the Jamaica Premier League continued on Saturday with a doubleheader that saw wins for 2 teams pushing to solidify their playoff spots. Top of the table, Veer United missed an opportunity to cement a place in the playoffs with 1 game to spare when they were beaten 1-0 by Tivoli Gardens. Rashane Thompson's strike in the 7th minute turned out to be the winner as Tivoli leapfrogged 4 teams into 4th spot on 13 points from 8 games.
Well, I thought we started the game tentatively. Tivoli knew what they wanted to do. They were more aggressive in the first 10 minutes. After that, we conceded the first goal. I thought we played well. I was very pleased with our performance. We created some chances. We got some good looks. We should have penetrated some areas that we wanted to penetrate it. We were indisciplined in terms of that. But I'm pleased with the overall performance.
Definitely. As I said, pre-game, Veer is very organized and they shift from side to side very well. So our game plan was to definitely control the middle in terms of some connecting some vertical passes, and we did that today, and we really controlled the middle, which was key today.
In Saturday's second match, Waterhouse thrashed Arnett Gardens 4-1 to climb into 3rd spot. Shaquille Bradford gave Waterhouse the lead with a glancing header from a Denardo Thomas cross in the 20th minute. Arnett Gardens pulled level courtesy of Ronaldo Cephas, who converted a penalty in the 25th minute. Waterhouse went into the break in high spirits after Damian Baines was able to steer the ball home on the stroke of half-time, putting his team 2-1 up. Substitute and man of the match Andre Fletcher put the game beyond all doubt when he came on at the start of the second half to score in the 51st and 54th minutes. He's now scored 5 goals, the same number as Andrew Vanzi of Humber Lion, and 1 behind top scorer Akwasa Chong of Harbourview. Veer remain atop the league with 14 points, the same as Mount Pleasant, but are ahead on goal difference. Waterhouse are now in 3rd on 13 points, just a point behind the 2 automatic qualifying positions with 2 games remaining. With Tivoli's ascension into the top 6, Harbourview, with 12 points, have been pushed down to 8th, and having played a game more, one could say they are precariously placed. Humberline and Mullines United are officially out of contention. Arnett Gardens, with 7 points, still have very slim hopes, but with a goal difference of -6, they too are virtually eliminated from playoff contention.
Well, with 2 game weeks left to play, every point is vital for those teams chasing the playoffs. Let's welcome our SportsMax analyst, Dewight Jeremiah, to the zone via Zoom to review the weekend's action. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Good to be here.
Always a pleasure to have you on the SportsMax zone. So this weekend, a crucial weekend. I want to start by talking about the teams that you feel will qualify for the playoffs based on what we've seen action throughout the season so far.
I think as the table stands now, it's hard to see the teams out of the top 6 getting in there. I think Cavalier stands in probably the best position, but I mean, it's very tight. You look from 1st to 8th, separated by 2 points. But I think as it stands now, it looks likely that those will be the top 6. Also, my assessment is based on the fact of the games that they have to play and the teams that will play each other. It's really likely that the top 6, as it stands now, will remain. Dunbeholden is in the 6th position, but they, in terms of form, is the number 1 team in the country based on the fact that they have won 3 of their last 4 games. And I think based on the games to play, looks like they will make it into that top 6. It's slim for Arnett Gardens. I think Harbourview are the team in a better position out of the top 6 that will have a fairly decent chance, but I think it's very, very slim. So I think the top 6 as it is now will stand.
Definitely, and let's talk about where United that missed out that opportunity over the weekend to seal that spot, that playoff spot, of course, when they lost to Tivoli.
I think their inactivity the week before probably cost them in that game, and I think that is something looking even further ahead, that the two top teams will be automatically placed in the semi-finals and will be sitting and waiting on the others to come. I think what happened to Vere now might just be a precursor of what could happen to the teams that automatically qualified. But yes, Vere would have missed out on a glorious opportunity to cement themselves. And the two games that they have to play remaining are two difficult games. So still not certain yet for Vere.
Can we talk a bit about the heart of the Waterhouse team? They drew 4 out of their 8 matches, yet they sit third on the table, of course, with the performances that, really mattered the most and helped them to gather the points that they needed.
Waterhouse has, throughout the season, have been a very good team to watch. Great going forward. I think they had a lot of problems because they didn't have a balanced approach. When they attacked, they overcommit and they left themselves open. So much so that at one point in the league, they were leading the standings in terms of the team that gave up winning position. And as such, I think they've found the right balance now. And I think that is why they have made such a good leap and are looking much more potent and dangerous as we draw close to finalizing the top 6. But yeah, lots of times early in the season, they were leading and gave up the lead and lost games or drew games. But I think they've found the right balance now and are a very dangerous opponent.
Yeah, Dwight, when the season started in the new format, because they no longer, well, certainly not for the 2021 season, will play 3 rounds of football, so you have a chance to start slowly and recover. I do remember a lot of the coaches mentioning that they've got to start well and they've got to press gas from early. I think it is so glaring now what they're talking about, because here we are, just 8-9 rounds of football played, and they're on the cusp of playoff positions, and only 2 points separating first from 8th.
Yeah, I heard earlier too your discussion with Mariah on another league that she was saying it was early, yes, but teams shouldn't want to drop points. A lot of the teams early in the season were saying it's early so they have time to get back in it, not really realizing it's a shortened version. And I think it has caught up with a lot of the coaches. I look at Harbourview and they had a decent enough start and they got to 9 points and pretty much stagnated there. And I think Coach there probably tried a little bit too much in terms of rotation or variety in how we approach game. And I think at the end now, you look at Harbourview and they're really in a very difficult position to qualify. Their hopes are hanging by a thread. And yes, Lance, I think a lot of coaches, you listen to them now, I think they misjudged the fact that it was a shortened version.
Yeah, and you know what? As you said, the 2 teams that are just off the playoff positions at the moment, Cavalier and Harbourview, are 2 teams that had started well. They were 2 of the most exciting and successful teams in the first 3 or 4 rounds. Harbourview in a spot of bother because they only have 1 more match remaining. And the teams that they're competing for playoff spots have 2 games remaining. So Harbourview having a difficult spot. But I think, I'm not sure if you would agree with me, that I think if Cavalier miss out on a top 6 spot there, a lot of fans will be disappointed because of how young and energetic and offensively attractive this young team is to watch.
I think so as well. And even when I saw them on the weekend, I felt, there was just something wrong. They didn't seem to come out of first gear. I mean, mind you, I felt that Mount Pleasant really had a good game plan and try and prevent Cavalier from starting the way they normally do, which is quick out the blocks and try and overrun their opponents with their youthfulness. But you feel there's enough talent in there. And I think based on all that has gone on with the lack of preseason, it would have been a good year for Cavalier to try and mount a challenge for the trophy, because a lot of times people think that they're all about just exposing young talents and moving them on. And you've sensed with them when you spoke with their technical team that they felt they would have had a decent chance this time around. So I feel if they miss out, it would be a big disappointment.
Well, Dwight, thank you so much for joining us on the SportsMax Zone. We're looking forward to hearing you on the Jamaica Premier League.
Always a pleasure. Thanks so much.
And of course, viewers, as we head into match week 10, the excitement is building up. There's so much to lose and so much to win.